So this is what an empty, clean install of WordPress 6.7.2 at this moment looks like. So you see a header, you see a title, you see a blog post, as you will notice, or as you will discover in a minute, and you see the footer area. So this is about it. The first thing to know about WordPress is how to log on to the dashboard or the admin panel, and you can do so by adding wp-admin to the URL that you're currently browsing. So if you manage or if you happen to have a subdirectory, it would need to go after the subdirectory, obviously. So in this case, we do not have WordPress installed in any subdirectory. So this will bring you to the logon page, and you would need to log on, obviously. And that brings you to the admin panel. So we currently 6.7.2. In order to visit the website or switch back to the dashboard, you have to hover the mouse on the title of your site here, which is how you can toggle between both views. So let's first explore the public website. So you will notice that you now have, now that we have been able to log in, that you now have a black menu or a black area at the top of your screen with some shortcuts. You can go create new things here, and you can go create or edit your website, or as I said, switch to the dashboard. Be careful here. Editing your website basically means edit the template of the website. For one reason or the other, WordPress has decided to have a homepage. This one, I'm going to close that. The homepage for your website is a template in WordPress. It is the when having a look at the list of templates here, it's the blog home template. You get there through the appearance menu over here. So this is your dashboard. If you go to the editor and you click through templates, the blog home template is the one that is currently the home page, and this is the home page by default for every new WordPress install. Why did WordPress use a template for the home page? It's difficult to say, but what I think is that WordPress allows you to have a completely different setup for the home page than you would typically have for all other pages. So it's true that a home page of a website is somehow needs to stand out at some point, needs to be attractive, needs to catch the attention of your visitors, because most visitors will actually also leave your website by after they visited a home page and will not click through any other pages. So by having the home page as a template, the blog home template, this one, you can actually go organize this template as if it was a completely different page in your website, because all other pages will either use the default pages template or the page no title template. These are the two templates that pages can have. Blog posts can only have one, basically. So when having a look again at the menu here, you see that you can have posts, media, so files and stuff, pages. So these three are basically the content for your website. Post topics or blog topics, files and pages. These three elements are or what is supposed to be the main content for your website. While as under appearance, the editor over here, the templates are supposed to control how they look like. Well, the blog home template somehow sits between a page and, let me open it, sits between a page and a template. So you can actually go install any other element here and provide some content. Something you would typically not do for any other template, but that blog home template is somehow a combination of content and the content that you would typically put on your home page. I cannot think of another reason why WordPress actually uses a template as a home page. Anyway, in order to modify that and switch over to a regular page for the home page, you would need to go to settings, reading, and here at this point you can actually, to add to the confusion here, WordPress is not even clearly mentioning that it's that particular blog home template. It calls it your latest posts, but that to me is a bit cryptic because it is simply that blog home template. So rather than use the blog home template as your homepage, you may also want to use a regular page as your home page, like in this case, the sample page. Let's do that just to make things a little easier to get started. So when I now visit my website, I have a sample page and it is the actual home page. That does not mean that there is no template in play, because there is. Going back to your site over here, you will notice that you now have the option to edit the page directly, and this is what we're doing here. You can go edit all blocks or add blocks at any moment. That's one thing. But you can also swap the template. So here are a couple of things that are relate to the page, and one of the things is that you need to be aware that that sample page as well uses a template in the back. So it is using the pages template that I showed you a second ago, and you can swap it or you can change it to the page no title template. I often do that because it gives you more control over how your title should be displayed or not be displayed. You will notice though that when editing or changing the template at this point does not change the view of this particular page, you would need to go show the template at this level in order for you to have a more or less visual or 100% visual way of editing. You may have noticed that I have always enabled the document overview, allowing me to have always a very clear view on whatever I'm doing. Am I working in the header? Am I close to the footer? Or am I simply working in my content? So these elements are basically the things that my template has defined, and my content simply goes between the header and the footer. It's a pretty basic template, but in most cases it does what it has to do. So to summarize, in WordPress, so I'm saving it here, in WordPress you have posts, these are blog posts, you have media, and you have pages. And these are the so-called static pages. Doesn't mean that they are always static. It's just a matter of naming them. And on both posts and pages, comments can be made by visitors. By default, that is, I think, enabled for blog posts, but disabled for pages. So these four elements will basically be the building bricks for your content, for the content of your website, being texts, images, videos, and all that. So for now, remember that we changed the basic homepage here, or we changed the homepage for our website to a static page, the sample page, and we swapped the template for that sample page to page no title. These are two main. These are the two main. If we edit the site over here, by the way, it should have said edit template, because this is what we do. We open the template page no title. So be careful. This is not the site that you edit. You basically edit the template. If you want to edit the page, you would need to click to edit page. And this is where you would again see the title by default, unless you click on show template. Okay, this is a bit confusing, but very important for you to understand how WordPress is organizing content, and it's organizing templates that somehow define how content will be displayed. That's the first thing to be aware of and to know before you dive into your website.